Little Nitro.
Stacked.
If James lost, he'd have to eat a dub.
I'm not doing that. Did you see that clip of Deion Sanders?
You don't call Nick Saban Nick. Don't call me Deion.
Let me put some respect on his name. Welcome, everybody. It is Paul Rodriguez Show. It's Tuesday. 2 days away from the Hall of Fame game. Shout out to Freight in the chat. Looks like old JW in there as well. leaning in, the man in the DF dub, the man behind the screen. But we can't forget to the man who is running the boards. Producer James in the building. The man, the DF dub with a baby blue. Is that what kind of blue are we calling this, Wes? What kind of blue is that hat?
Baby powder blue. I don't know.
It's looking like that Houston Oiler blue to me. I don't know what you're thinking, but I don't know.
It's a little bit.
Oh, good. You look worried about the Houston Astros right now?
Of course. I mean, it's been a while since the Rangers have been in this position, so of course you're worried. You're worried. You know, they got a lot of players going down.
You're not worried about Verlander?
Yeah, just acquired him, right?
That's what I want to see.
We just got Scherzer, so yeah. I mean, I just really want to get there. You know, I want to get there first because we haven't been there in a while. So you want to get to the playoffs, and then you hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Big news. Shout out to Carla in the chat. Wes, Hall of Fame game Thursday. Probably no Rogers. Probably no. I was gonna call him Brisket, but it's not Brisket. It's Mr. Massage.
Who's playing?
I just said the two quarterbacks, so kind of hoping you would. Now you know one of them.
Doesn't ring a bell.
You know one of them.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Mr. Massage. You don't know Mr. Massage?
Oh, Deshaun.
Yeah. So Deshaun's there. So who does Deshaun play for?
Yeah, Cleveland.
There you go. And then the man in Gotham City.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Gotham City. What do we call it? Is he going to be the Joker or is he going to be Batman? What's he want? I think he'd be the Joker, if anything.
Yeah, he's a joke at this point.
I think. Ooh. Oh, no, man. Some hate going on. Wes, you excited about the Hall of Fame game or it's an to me?
I mean, I'll turn it on. I'll watch a couple of minutes of it, but I'll lose interest real quick. You got to get it back on the TV and know it's live for a second. Then after that, you just kind of forget about it, you know. But I'll watch the pre-games or preseason games this year, just here and there, and, you know, have it on the background type deal.
I think it's just, for me, I think we had what was it? We had the USFL and XFL, and they were just, I think it was just on, right? It was just what we needed. Yeah. But from where it's at to where it will be, like in a few months, and I think even the preseason games, a lot of them are going to be like no contest, and then we're going to have to wait for like 2 weeks in the regular season. By week 3, we should be golden, right? That should be the time where nobody's cramping, nobody's like, you know, needing an extra water break. Everybody's good. It's not as hot. But as we get into the middle of September, things will get a lot more, I think, competitive, and we'll kind of really know which teams are which. Really, we start to know around week 4 of the NFL season. I don't know. I'm pretty. Look at that cup. What kind of cup you got there? You Santa Claus already? You ready for Christmas?
I don't really have a lot of coffee cups, so you know.
Really? Okay.
Whatever's available.
I thought you were trying to do Christmas in July, but today's August 1st.
Oh my God! Don't ever bring that up again. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's fantastic, man. You don't like Christmas in July?
Is it? Oh, this ruined Christmas. Why? There's no Christmas in July. They need to cut that crap out.
What is that? A movie or?
So, like, Christmas is about 5 months out. July 25th, like 5 months till Christmas, like 150 days or something like that. So more than halfway, so people start getting nostalgic, and then I think it's just a ploy. I think that's all it is. It's just let's put it out there. Let's see what happens, and if anybody kind of buys into it, then we'll do something. But other than that, it's a whole lot to do about nothing. I mean, they would put on, like, there was some radio stations that had Christmas music. And there were some other TV shows that were playing, like Miracle on 34th Street, or what's the one with the bell? Black and white? Old school? People in the chat, if you remember that movie, let me know. You remember, James?
The Scrooge one?
No, not Christmas Carol. It's the one where the guy is like, he has this dream. And yeah. I mean, I watch Hallmark. Hallmark is dope. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. I watch. So that's what it's on. It's a Hallmark. I like the Mystery Channel because I watch a lot of Monk, Psych, and whatever. Anyway, so every commercial is, there's Christmas in July. There's Christmas in July. It's like, nah, cut it out, man.
Yeah, there it is.
Not, is that it?
Shout out Freight.
I don't think it's
Miracle on 34th Street.
I don't think that's it. You talking about where he's like running? He's
Yeah.
Like, hello, town.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Okay, maybe it's not. I don't know. That guy's only.
Miracle on 34th Street. That's about Santa Claus. They put Santa Claus on trial or something, don't they?
I don't know. Somebody will figure it out in the
Miracle
chat.
on 34th Street. That's one of the boringest movies I've ever seen in my life.
I like it, but I will not watch it. But I like it.
So you don't like it?
Well, it's not. It's like, I won't discount it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like if it's on, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it.
Oh, okay. You're not going to seek it out.
Right.
Okay.
I won't do that. You concerned about Dallas Cowboys? I just want to get straight to the Dallas Cowboys. Are you worried about the Dallas Cowboys right now with DaRon Bland?
Yeah, of course we're worried about the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, did they improve?
I don't know.
Quarterback improve?
Dak throwing picks mid-season already in practice.
Well, I mean, maybe that's what he's got to get those out. You know, he's got to take those chances now, figure out that they're not right. But I mean, he's got to figure it out, or he's got to find another place to play. Him and Mike Murphy, be my guess. But more than likely, Jerry won't do nothing. They'll win enough games for Jerry to say, "Oh," or somebody will get hurt, so then he'll have an excuse to keep him around.
But there's no way that this is. Michael Parsons is talking some craziness right now, man. Have you seen what he's talking about?
Well, I mean, he's reading something that he sees on paper. I don't know if he's seeing and understanding what that team has done on the field and what your quarterback has done. I think he thinks that he can go out there and win the Super Bowl.
That's what I think. I agree.
But I'm not saying the dude ain't good, but he's really good. But I don't know if he could go out and win a Super Bowl. I mean, you need a lot of help, and that starts with your quarterback play. And a lot of people don't think that the quarterback they have is the quarterback to get you there.
Well, I don't think it's that they need to win in spite of Dak. Like, I don't think the defense needs to do anything in spite of him. I think that Dak just needs to not give the ball away. I think if Dak didn't have any turnovers, I think Dallas could be pretty damn formidable. I mean, they're okay. Like, they're above average right now. But if Dak just doesn't turn the ball over anytime, which people are going to have turnovers. Dak's going to turn the ball over. But then is it just us? Maybe it's just us. Does he turn the ball over at the most inopportune time? It's like when the game is practically on the line, when we're one possession away from either, no, it's not we, but them. If they're one possession away from like taking the lead and gaining control and being comfortable, then Dallas will turn the ball over, and then the other team will have the momentum and go score. And now it's like within a field goal, or they'll take the lead. And now it's like, okay, the pressure's all on Dak. Let's just go free will it and just throw it all over the yard playing street ball.
Yeah. I mean, he did it not last year, but I think maybe it was the year before or 2 years before that, where he did a lot of get behind and then throw for a bunch of yards and make it seem like it was close. Or where now it seems like he just, he's almost resorting to being like Tony Romo. Tony Romo, it seemed like when we had a chance to win it, especially, just simply catching a snap, to win it, and Tony couldn't do that. So maybe it's just something in them, something in their DNA that when it's on the line, they can't do it. When it's that time, they shrivel up. Uh-oh. So.
I kind of think to myself, and I think back, Micah's – how often do you think Micah and Dak kind of talk about this? Like, Micah seems to be a guy who you don't really – I believe what he says, but I only believe it on the defensive side of the ball. I don't really get that same conviction from Dak, because to me, Dak seems just trying to be, double fisting over here, straight up Whataburger. # no ad. I just think for Dak, he just gets caught up in the moment too much. And so as soon as maybe he doesn't succeed, and when he doesn't succeed, he just goes on. He's like, okay, well, we're gonna get another grab at it. We'll get another, piece of the pie. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you need to be in the moment. You need to execute in that moment. You need to handle high pressure situations. Like, if he can't do it, why are we paying this? Why is Jerry paying this guy so much money?
Well, I mean, it's like Frank said, it's kind of tough being the Dallas Cowboy quarterback.
But is it? But how?
You're all, I mean, you got the keys to the baddest car in the world, basically, because it's the Dallas Cowboys. It's the most popular team in the world. I mean, it's the biggest franchise.
Right.
And you got Jerry Jones. You're going to see him all over TV and, tell him what he's going to say. You got to listen to this old man say some crazy SHIT. And so then, you got to go out there and try to back it up when this man doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not getting the right people in place. But have they changed, have they made that turn? Defensively, I think they look pretty good. One of the top defense out there. I would say probably a top 5 defense. But you look at the offense, have they replaced the kid what's the kid we lost to Cleveland?
You talking about Amari?
Is that going to be replaced with Brandon Cook? Is he that type of guy? Will Gallup be able to get through the season? And how's he going to be? Is Dak going to trust his running backs to block for him like Zeke is blocked for him? So I mean, what's going to happen? Does he have to learn a lot of offense now that McCarthy is calling the ball? Is Mike going to be able to call a good game? There's just a lot of questions in there about the Cowboys to actually think that they could get to a championship, much less a Super Bowl.
What's your outlook right now, Wes? Like, where are you at with the Cowboys? Like, let's give the Dallas Cowboys a record now. How many wins, how many losses, and what do they do in the postseason if they even make it?
I mean, they have enough talent basically to coast to a wild card spot. With their defense, I see them about the same as last year. It really depends on who they get in that first round. Because the NFC, it's who's scary in the NFC?
There's only 2 teams. I mean, it's Philadelphia and San Francisco. That's it.
But I'm not really afraid of Philadelphia as much as I'd be afraid of San Francisco, because it seems like San Francisco's got that number.
It's just because it's happened. It's just happened the last 2 years. That's all. That's the reason it's so like.
But I'm just saying, San Francisco seems like a more physical team. I don't know, man. I'm never afraid of the Eagles because the Eagles are just the Eagles, man. They're terrible people. That's for one thing.
I think they're relative, right? I think that, and what I mean by relative is that they're just, you're used to seeing them play every year because they're in the same division. And with the 49ers, I think it's more like historic. It's like it's been a historic rivalry from the 70s, 80s, and then into the early 90s. And then outside of that, San Francisco just had pure domination over Dallas.
Yeah. But I mean, is Jalen Hurts going to still be the MVP candidate that he was last year?
It'll be interesting to kind of see how that shakes out. My bigger question is, go ahead. Let you finish.
Oh, everybody's jumped on this guy's bandwagon here. They basically got him as probably one of the top 6 quarterbacks in the league right now. So, I mean, does the pressure get on him? We know Philly fans are the nicest, so he definitely can. He definitely has to show him something. He's got to stay consistent because Philly fans will turn on you in a New York minute.
Well, I think the weapons is really what has him, performing at the highest level that he is this when you have an absolute alpha with A.J. Brown, and then you have the speed with Devonta Smith, and then you have your running backs, and then Dallas Goedert is your, security blanket underneath. It's real easy just to dump passes off. And then the other half of it is, if the play just breaks down, I mean, the dude, Jalen Hurts, squatting 600 pounds, right? So it's like you're having a quarterback who can squat as much as some of your offensive linemen. It's pretty nuts, pretty wild whenever he gets loose in the open field. And he's not trying to, truck anybody. He's trying to just get to the first down, get to the marker.
It doesn't matter, man. We've seen it over and over with these quarterbacks that leave the pocket, man. That they just it's dangerous. I mean, can you imagine if you got the ball and you're in the open field and you got to look around you? I mean, your head's got to be on a swivel just because these guys are so big and fast, man. I mean, you think that you just saw Micah Parsons run past you, so you started running this way, but you don't understand how fast that dude is, and he can run you down. You look back for like a split second, boom, there's a collision. Yeah. It's tough to run the ball consistently as a quarterback in the NFL. It seems to have caught up to all of them. I mean, even Patrick Mahomes you can just tell he's basically, he plays a lot like Steve McNair, where he's just going to grind it out. He's hurting.
Yeah, that's true.
There's not a lot of speed, but he can get out and keep plays alive longer. And then with all his crazy throwing angles, he could, make some kind of crazy play, just like James's favorite quarterback. That's kind of where he, probably learned it from.
You think so? You think 12 did it? I don't know if 12 did it. Not sure. Man,
what? Oh, come on. I mean, that's how he knocked out the Cowboys in what was that,
2009?
Pick your year.
2016.
It's true. Pick your year. That is true. That was Dak's rookie year also.
Why you mad, Wes? Why you mad?
But I didn't know James.
He was just dogging the dude.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to bring up. I was like, now James is back on it, but it's only when it's a certain team.
They were talking about the past, all right?
That's
when
fine.
He was with our team.
When he won a Super Bowl in the past?
Yeah. Yeah, a guy ain't won a Super Bowl since 2011. I mean, come on now.
All right.
People think he's going to go there to Jets and turn things around.
I don't know. It's going to be a lot to do. It's a lot to ask.
So James, I got a quick question for you.
Make it quick.
Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers? Have we talked about this?
Aaron Rodgers.
Or Jordan Love.
Aaron Rodgers. Going forward, Jordan Love.
No, I'm just talking about now.
Well, I mean, Jordan Love hasn't proven anything. I can't say Jordan Love. But if you ask me Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre, I'm going Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
More accurate.
Wow.
Look at the interceptions, the ratio, touchdown to interception ratio. I'll take that all day.
That is hard. That's hard to argue.
Brett Favre was kind of the golden boy until he started messing up a little once he retired. I guess towards the end of his career with the texting and
started sending photographs.
Yeah, and he was then he just recently something about a volleyball fund that he was making money off or something. I don't know.
All right. Let's get back get this back on track. Rodgers.
This guy
is weird. You think Rodgers is? You think Rodgers is weird? That's a good question. Do you think Aaron's weird? Wes?
He sat in the closet.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you if he was weird.
Who sits in the dark in a closet? Yeah, that's weird, man.
Okay, James.
He's got a huge chip on his shoulder.
Nah,
that is true. He does have a big chip on his shoulder. You don't think so, James?
No.
Why not?
I mean, just because he's a NFL quarterback he was for one of the greatest franchises. Mm-hmm. There's a big old magnifying glass on you, and so a lot of people, they'll examine your lifestyle and all that stuff. And but no, I think he's a pretty normal guy.
I think he's pretty normal too.
Yeah,
I think he loves being petty, and I think he gets a kick out of it. I think he's hyper intellectual, but I think he loves to control his own narrative, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Because let me just say this: if he was the quarterback of your team, you'd be the biggest fan of him always. If he was on your team, just saying. Wes would have, if Aaron was in Dallas and he couldn't have 8 and he couldn't have 12, right? He couldn't have 8 and he couldn't have 12. What would he have? I don't know. I'd be curious to see what number he would wear. But whatever number it was, I promise you, Wes wouldn't have just a shirt. He would have like a jersey, probably signed and autographed and framed.
No,
tell
I wouldn't.
me Aaron doesn't bring 3 Super Bowls, you ain't doing the same thing for Dallas. You'd
Oh
have
my
a you'd
God,
have
will
a
you stop?
shrine. You'd have a
Dude.
shrine to Aaron Rodgers.
Once the preseason games start, that goes away. All right, we have to agree that's last.
That's
season, that
between
needs
you
to
and
go
that's
away.
between you and James. Y'all figure that bad boy out. I don't care. I love it, to be honest.
Dude, no, I don't think so. I mean, I do have jerseys, but I don't know, man. I don't think I can ever get a quarterback jersey.
Okay. All right.
It's just not my style.
I get it. So you wouldn't have a Roger Staubach jersey, is what you're saying.
Mm-mm.
Troy.
Nah,
You wouldn't have a
wouldn't have Troy. And I love Troy, of course.
So if Troy gave you a jersey, you wouldn't take it?
Oh man, let's not be stupid.
I'm just asking.
Of course I would take it.
Okay.
Yeah, of course I would.
So
take
if you had it as a
Oh.
gift, if somebody gifted it to you, you would take it.
yeah, I'll
Okay.
take it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm
Good.
just saying, me personally, not. And plus, everybody's been making fun of me about wearing jerseys, so I've been looking for one lately. I feel bad.
Okay. Maybe you just need to have your own.
You care what people think?
Sometimes
You want to wear a
sometimes,
jersey? Wear a jersey, man.
So that sounds like a
sometimes
bet.
I care what people think.
That sounds like
You
a
know,
bet in
maybe
the future.
It's just maybe in my old age, I'm starting to grow.
It's the people.
Starting to soften up.
It's the people in your head because you're looking for a Cowboys jersey and they're like, "Cowboys suck, though." Oh yeah, you know what? You're right. That's what you're talking about?
Is that the? Have we had this debate about wearing like other? Yeah. We've had that jersey, jersey debate.
Yeah, you don't wear jerseys.
I will not wear another man's name on my back.
Name on your back.
I ain't doing that
That's
shit.
why I know we had that.
I ain't doing that bullshit.
Come on, man.
Now, if it's the same name, that may be different.
How's that different? It's not your name, though.
It is my name.
No, but it's not. You know why you're wearing that jersey.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about like the number and that name.
Yeah.
Right. I see what you're saying.
You know why you're wearing that.
Oh, yeah.
That's not you.
No. That's not me.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I wear jerseys,
but that don't mean
we're fans.
That don't mean he ain't kinfolk. That's all I got to say.
We're fans. I don't understand why you won't wear a jersey.
Because it to me it is like it's a disrespect to like where I come from. It just is, bro. I don't know what to tell you. That's the way I see it.
I'm just saying we're fans of the game. And we're
Absolutely.
fans of watching these guys.
100%.
Yeah.
That game.
Like, this is my favorite player or whatever.
Yeah, fact. 100%. But I'm not wearing another person's name on my back. Just really how it is. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get into a quick break. 8:38. When we come back, we will get into y'all excited about this that Manziel's. Y'all see that trailer for Manziel's doc on Netflix? Oh, man. So you got Swamp Kings coming. You got Manziel's thing coming on Netflix. Quarterbacks. I'm getting a lot of bad reviews.
Did you watch it?
I'm getting a lot of bad reviews. People are like, Kirk Cousins is this and that. And I'm like, look, I'm sorry. They're giving him some names. I'm like, how? How are y'all giving this dude these names? Like, yeah, I don't even want to say them. That's how crazy they are. Maybe I'll tell y'all later. Maybe I'll release it on social media.
Yeah,
what people are saying.
It's boring.
Like, I'm sorry, guys.
It's like you lost me at Kirk Cousins.
Look, they're like secretly they're becoming like fans of Kirk Cousins. I'm like, how? Like, why? And they're being fans of him, not the team.
Yeah, it's I guess the person that's behind the player.
Yes.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's like how many of the guys out there are family men? All of them. How many take care of their kids? All of them. It's just you haven't seen it yet.
You think so? All of them?
No, I shouldn't do that.
Right.
I shouldn't paint that with a distinct brush or with a absolute brush. I would say a large number of them do. I mean, Antonio Cromartie has like a lot of children and he pays a lot of child support.
How are you there for that many children though? Like physically. I mean, money wise that's all good and everything, but like nothing replaces physically being there. You know what I mean?
You got to ask Antonio.
Okay.
I don't know. You'd have to move them all in. You can't. No.
What about
that dude?
Oh, Phillip. You got to do it like Phillip Rivers.
Phillip's still going strong, bro.
But at least Phillip they're all with the same woman.
Yeah, that's how you do it right there. Because you go home and you spend time with your kids.
Yeah.
When you spread them out like that,
the dad on the show giving you his pearls.
when you spread them out like that, it's hard. You can't be in multiple spots in one.
I'm not a father. I couldn't answer the question, but James is.
He had a few babies that they were born in the same year, like months apart.
Okay,
that's insane.
I get it.
Dude, that's like a nightmare to have that many different baby mamas. You know what I mean? Times you gonna get yelled at a day.
8:41. We'll be back right after this. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Welcome back, y'all. Time to get right back into this bad boy. Yeah, I kind of want to get off the rails a little bit off this topic, but for some reason, I think we still need to just kind of stay in line with everything that was kind of going on here. We talked Cowboys earlier. Do we want to keep talking Cowboys camp, or y'all got some other topics? We never talked about Herbert's contract, did we? Wes, you remember?
Herbert?
You watched the baseball
No.
game?
Did I watch Herbert's contract?
No, are you watching a baseball game?
Yeah, of course I'm watching Rangers. They're playing the White Sox.
Man, what a nerd.
Who?
You.
Me? What else can I do, man? I mean,
You can be careful.
I'm just saying, why can't I be worried about my Rangers?
I'm just saying you got a great shirt. You got a great shirt, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Says careful, not be careful.
I know.
This guy, man, I tell you what the Herbert's contract? Did we talk about that? Is that what you were going?
I don't know. You're looking at baseball again, but Justin
No,
Herbert
I'm
signed.
looking-
Justin
I'm looking
Herbert.
for his contract.
Justin Herbert re-signed with the Los Angeles Chargers. I was saying the San Diego Chargers for the longest bit. Now the highest paid quarterback. Are we going to give a pass? And I say the reason I bring this up is for this point. Aaron Rodgers gave back a lot of money to kind of bring in potentially Dalvin Cook. Are we going to see this with other quarterbacks maybe in the near future? Guys like Dak, guys like maybe I don't want to say Patrick, because I think what Patrick did is he just backloaded a lot of his money, but his cap hit is probably going to be pretty heavy in the next 3 or 4 years. So for me, are we going to see a time where quarterbacks like Aaron are going to be like, look, I made my cash. I want to go get a couple of rings. It's time to bring in some big names, especially if acquisitions can be had. Or are you going to be bringing in other all-pro quarterbacks? Like a sign of – I didn't think I would see in the NFL. Like a sign of basically selflessness, albeit a few $1 million. You free up that cash to bring in a notable name that's going to be contributing that you don't really have to do much, right? It's almost plug and play. But do we see a time where this, I guess they would be millennials, right? These 20-something-year-olds, they're not Gen Z. They're a little too young for that. But do we see a time where they may have made enough money and they're later on in their career? Do we see a time where we're going to see individuals giving back cash to an organization to free up cap space to bring in another big name to make a run? And if we do, which I don't know if we will, but I would say no. My guess would be no. But is this an anomaly with Aaron, or do you think this is maybe something people may start trying to do later on when they're maybe in the twilight of their career?
I don't think I think it's something that's going to start happening. Maybe not a whole lot, but I can see it, especially in organizations or in guys that, that are right there on that cusp of winning something, and they just need or they go into a new spot and they want to bring in more people. But I don't think he's the first one to do it. I think, didn't Roethlisberger do that not too long ago?
Ben did it. Aaron, not Aaron, but Tom did it. But yeah. You don't really hear about it though, and I don't know why it's not being covered more. I think maybe in that moment it was covered well enough, but right now Dalvin Cook is minus 200 to land with the Jets if you're making a bet on it, right? And so you kind of have to think they already have Breece Hall. They had Breece Hall. They had, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. Last year they had both rookies of the year on their team. Great running back, second-round pick. The year before that, they had 3 first-round picks. They're just basically building a roster, and they're a tough team. Robert Saleh's calling out people. Sean Payton's calling out people. Aaron's, backing his coach. There's some pettiness going on, and I'm kind of here for all of it, right? But at the same time, it's like I didn't think people would be giving back tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's the way you win. You
Right.
can't hog it all to yourself. So it's kind of, the way to go. You want some protection, especially if you got to get that line to get some protection. You got to.
That's really what the Jets' biggest problem is right now, right?
Yeah.
Makai's not there. Their left tackle's gone. You got to figure that out. And same thing's going on right now with Dallas. Zach Martin's not there. I really don't know who's going to play right guard. Terrence Steele's there. They slided Tyler Smith to left guard. Tyron Smith is on the outside, left tackle. Do you think Dak should give that money back? This is what I really wanted to ask you, Wes. Should Dak give that money back?
I mean, if he wants to win, if he wants that line to be better, I think he has to. But nobody wants to hear about the Cowboys.
I do. You want to talk about Deion? You want to talk about D-Hop catching balls from Tannehill?
I hadn't seen any highlights. They got some highlights together.
I don't know. I'm not a Titans fan, but I know some people who are.
Are they still going with Tannehill? Are they going with Tannehill as number one quarterback?
I was just trying to make a joke, but I guess maybe they might. I'm sure we'll know in about a few moments. As soon as the chat catches up, we'll know exactly what they're going to be doing. I promise you.
They've drafted 2 young guys, haven't they? In like the last couple of years.
Yeah, the quarterback that you like the most, Will Levis.
Yeah, I thought the Colts were going to take Will Levis. I don't know I still don't understand what the Colts saw in that guy from Florida.
Richardson. They saw a big ceiling. That's what they see.
A lot of people saying that, he's Cam Newton, but he did not have a Cam Newton type of year in Florida, but not even close.
Yeah,
so I don't see.
He kind of had one good game, and then after that, it kind of fell off. But I don't know. Anything big takeaways that you're taking from camp before we start with the Hall of Fame game and then with preseason?
I just of course want everybody to stay healthy, man. Really not much you can see in camp. I think it's got to be a big camp for the guy last year. I think that's going to be big for him to get out there. Hamlin for the Buffalo Bills.
DeMar? You're talking about DeMar?
Yeah. It's going to be big for him to get out there and actually go to make a tackle. Will he be able to, I don't know. It'd be a scary deal, man. Like, I don't know if I'd go back and play when you're that close to death. But I give him all the praise in the world, and I wish him the best, man. But it's gonna be interesting just to see how they protect. Is anybody really gonna play anymore in preseason?
I think the preseason is going to be mainly for guys who are on the bubble, right? It's like if you have an injury history, like I hope your general manager doesn't have you play, because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It just means all you're going to do is you're putting yourself at risk for to get injured. And they have less preseason games now, like one less and an extra game in the regular season. But I don't know. There's not a lot of there's a lot of hype right now across the NFL, but there's no substance yet, right? We're not into the meat of the season, and so it's a lot of, we're talking about this, we're talking about, interceptions in practice, and everybody looks great in shorts. But at the end of the day, it's like, we just need to get down to brass tacks. Like, let's start this season, kick it off. Why don't we kick it off mid-August? I don't know why it has to wait until September.
But it seems like the league is kind of turning over.
In what way?
Just because the guys are leaving. Tom Brady is finally gone. So that's one of the older guys. So and then you still got Aaron Rodgers, but after that, it seems like it drops out a little, except for Stafford, which I don't know. What are we going to see out of Stafford this year? Are you going to see a whole lot? Is he healthy enough to play?
I think if he is healthy enough to play, it won't be till maybe week 5 or 6. He ain't going to be 100%. And he may never be 100% this season just because we don't know what his recovery was like. Nobody's going to tell us the truth. That's it. That's the hard part about it. So you're going in with, you should limit your expectations, but I don't know, one way or another if they're going to be, they're going to be met.
I think the preseason is good, definitely for a team like Miami, where you're basically, I don't even know if you let Tua on the field, but you got to have all those other guys. You got to get those other guys a lot of work before, because you don't know what your future is with Tua, because if the guy keeps getting concussions, obviously he's not going to last. So you got to get whoever you think is going to be the quarterback, you got to get them most of that work.
How many?
And then you looking at
No. Let me let you finish. I thought you were done. Let me let you finish.
Oh no, I was going to another team. So go ahead.
How many eyeballs are going to be on Bryce Young? I think everybody's going to be watching him, because we thought Kyler was small, but Kyler he's built. I'm trying to make this sound not weird. He's built. His weight is evenly distributed through his body, right? He doesn't look unproportioned. And so because he's a little bit more massive, Bryce Young is not. He's kind of like the opposite. He's more, more slender, more athletic build. So in my mind, I'm like, I need to see this guy get hit live. And what I mean by live is like live reps, right? I need to see a grown-ass man, 6'4", 250, who runs a 4.6, who's going to be able to hit the quarterback clean. And I want to see what happens. Because we've been seeing for the past few years, smaller quarterbacks, even Kyler, if they get touched clean, they get injured. And we saw what happened last year with Tua. We're seeing what's happening. Even full-grown, when I say full-grown, I mean 6'3", 6'4". We all saw what happened to Dak. He's 6'2" a few years ago. You're dealing with a different kind of human on the defensive side of the ball, man. And I just need to see how Bryce Young is going to handle a hit like that, because I never saw him hit in Alabama.
Yeah.
Right? We never saw him have any kind of contact. Nobody was at his feet. Nobody was in his face. Nobody was distracting him. Nobody took away passing lanes. He had all-pro receivers on the outside. Waddle. They had Devontae Smith. I want to say was the guy from the Raiders who had a tragic occurrence. He had some baller receivers, and it's you ain't gonna have that. They got rid of DJ Moore. Who did they have in Carolina? Allen Robinson, right? They have nobody.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he might play better than, say, you go in that same division. What is Tampa Bay going to do? Who's going to win that job? I mean, I've seen highlights from practice, and I mean,
it's rough.
Your boy, what's your boy from
Baker?
Lake Travis? Baker Mayfield, man. He just, it's crazy how Baker is just over these last 3 years. How he's just, because at one point, he was bringing the Browns back. I mean, when was the last time a Browns quarterback had a commercial, nationally wide commercial with the insurance company or whatever he was doing, where he supposedly was living in the stadium. So he got a lot of hype to that team. And, his quarterback now doesn't have that big commercial. I wonder why. But he has not looked good in practice so far. And I think, who's he throwing against? I gotta look it up.
Who's Baker throwing against, or throwing to?
Who's he throwing? Who's the number 2? I mean, I don't even know if he's
Kyle Trask, the quarterback out of Florida.
Yeah, for Florida.
Yeah.
So maybe the fans will like him more because he's from Florida. I mean, it seems that the quarterback position in the NFC for a lot of the teams, it's kind of up for grabs.
Absolutely.
I mean, who's your for sure teams that have starters? I mean, I would say the NFC East is pretty locked up, even though, I don't agree with the one in Dallas.
It's your favorite.
We go to the north. Who do you got in the north?
In the NFC North?
Yeah, NFC North.
That's Green Bay. That's Detroit. That's Chicago.
Yeah, but are any of those guys for sure that I guess Fields. It's definitely Fields' job.
Jared Goff is locked. Jordan Love is locked. Kirk Cousins
Jordan
locked.
Love, he's locked, but how long is he locked for?
That's a good question because his contract is coming up due. I'm sure they pick up. I'm sure they pick up his 5th-year option, and then after that, Lord knows what's going to happen.
I'm sure a lot of those guys are locked in for day one. But I'm saying, come mid-season, is it possible for any of those guys to lose their job? Say like a Jordan Love.
I doubt it, man. I think what's going to help Jordan Love the most, and here we go back on Green Bay talk. He has some weapons. He has got some weapons. Watson, Romeo. He's got Jones. He's got Dillon. I mean, who's the tight end? I think they got a new tight. They drafted that tight end. I can't remember his name this past year. They have some dudes on the outside. And then their defense is just going to get even stronger. They got a defensive tackle out of Georgia 2 years ago. You got Jair Alexander on the outside. They got really great linebackers. I mean, they have a really good team outside of the quarterback. But, the 12's gone. Oh, well, figure it out. And I think those guys are going to be the biggest help. Jones catching out of the backfield and short yards with Dillon. I think that is going to carry Jordan Love a long way.
So you're saying that besides the quarterback, that the Green Bay has improved over last year?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's why.
It must have been. Somebody must. I don't see that. I don't understand that. And why would Aaron Rodgers leave? I guess
because he hates the general manager. That's why.
But you don't have a win in the NFC North.
No, I think Chicago's got weapons. They just got the middle linebacker from Buffalo that replaced Roquan Smith. I mean, I think Justin Fields takes a huge leap. I hear a lot of maturity coming out of Justin Fields right now, answering questions. I don't know if y'all know this, but he was asked to be the lead quarterback in season 2 of Netflix's quarterback series. He refused and turned that down, showing a lot of, he didn't want anybody in the building. He didn't want any extra cameras. I mean, that sounds like a veteran who understands the direction of his team. Now, you got to go put it on the field now. So I like Chicago. I think it's going to be between them and Green Bay. I'm not giving a lot of love to Dan Campbell and the Lions. I think the Lions are going to Lions. I think they're just going to they lost the life. Jamal Williams, they lost their life. They lost their spirit with that guy when they let him go. And that's what Detroit is known for doing. They didn't treat Megatron right. I don't think they treated Stafford right. Barry Sanders, I don't think they respected him as much as they could have. And it's just a lot of things. They just treat players who have the personality of that city. Don't get me wrong, Williams came from Green Bay before, but I think that guy was like taking the city and putting them on his back to rep for him. And then they just ship him off to New Orleans.
He's like a character too.
Absolutely. Great TV.
Yeah.
And I think that, Aiden Hutchinson, I think is going to do fantastic. I think Jared Goff is the same level as Dak. Amon St. Ra, I think, is going to be a fantastic receiver. But
I think Goff has got to be better than Dak.
I'm sorry, bro. I do not like Jared Goff. I think he is I think he is overhyped. I think he is overrated. I think for me, if it wasn't for the defense of Los Angeles, he wouldn't have even smelled that Super Bowl where Tom Brady handled his business.
But I'm just saying, though, if you look at it, Goff got to a Super Bowl, even though you say, hey, it was defense.
And
I keep hearing about the great Dallas Cowboy defense, but some kind of way, your boy Dak still can't get there. But you know what? We need to move on from that.
But here, let me retort to what you said about the Jared Goff going to a Super Bowl. Well, Matt Stafford did go to a Super Bowl with the same exact team. Maybe a little bit of addition of an OBJ, but he only played one half. Outside of that, it's the same team. And Matt Stafford, did win that Super Bowl. And it did take the quarterback to get that done. But in the fourth quarter, who were the two teammates that stepped up and took care of business? Von Miller and Aaron what? And Aaron Donald. It was the defense who closed it out.
Yeah.
But they couldn't even compete with Tom when Jared was the quarterback. And Von wasn't on the team.
Stafford has nothing to do with it.
Stafford has everything to do with it.
Comparison was something else. It was golf against Dak.
Correct. But what I'm equating to is the two quarterbacks and their production.
Yeah. You said that Dak is as good as golf. And I think Jared is as good. I think they're equal quarterbacks. They're 15, 16, 17. They're in that mix of quarterbacks in the NFL, top 15, 16, 17. So you got the Vikings finishing last?
Finishing third. I think Detroit finishes last.
Wow. Who won the division last year?
Yeah, I think Detroit did.
Detroit won the division last year?
Yeah, I believe so.
No, it was
And you got them last this year. That's so man.
We'll have to look. Good, look it up if you can, James.
You know what? I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna change the subject. So let's move out west.
Go ahead.
Quarterback play in the West. How do you feel about it?
Gino.
Do you think Gino Torretta is going to still be that good?
It depends. It depends. It depends. I don't think Kyler plays this year. I don't think Kyler Murray plays. I don't think he plays.
He's still hurt?
I think he's gonna. I think his injuries, his rehab is gonna take him into the whole season. And then why play him? You're not gonna be in contention.
So is it Cole still there? Who's the backup?
I think there might be this rookie Clayton Tune who comes out. He's out of Houston. He got drafted. I think Clayton Tune is this year's Brock Purdy.
Wow.
Yeah, out of Houston, University of Houston. I think it's gonna be between him and Colt. I think Colt starts, and I think Colt gets hurt, and then Clayton Tune comes in and just balls.
Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, Minnesota won.
Followed by Detroit. Not by Green Bay.
So you just flipping that division, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
The two top teams last year, they're going to finish at the bottom.
That's the way I see it.
So then Brock Purdy's in at San Francisco.
Yep.
Does anybody make a move for Trey Lance? I mean, you just got to leave him there because of what you had last year? You might. I mean,
I think
do you want to?
I think
keep him around.
Yeah, I think you keep him. You got to keep him around. But I wouldn't be surprised if Miami makes a run at Trey Lance. I wouldn't be surprised if they say, Tua, we're going to go ahead and waive you. We're going to let you go to the market, and we're going to bring in Trey Lance. Because remember, Mike McDaniels was the OC whenever they drafted him. And I think there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on Trey depending on how things shape up.
And you're looking at the Rams. Is Stafford?
Old man Stafford.
Who wins that division if you say it right now?
If I had to guess now, I'd have this.
Gotta be 49ers.
I mean, there's no way to. I say it's close, but it's not that close. It's not that. It's Seattle.
Wow.
Bobby Wagner's back. The quarterback for the defense is back. I think they get reinvigorated. Geno Smith picks up where he left off last year. DK Smith does his thing. Tyler Lockett does his thing. Charbonnet got drafted. You got Walker the third coming back again, two-headed monster running attack. I think it's going to be absolute pandemonium in Seattle.
Wow.
Heavy run attack.
You see the 49ers different than I do. All right, so now if you look at it, we talked about how many divisions and how many teams that we said the quarterback play was up for grabs. We talked about a lot. If you look in the AFC, I mean, who do you want to deal with in the top of the AFC? There's a lot of teams. You want no part of Kansas City. You want no part of Buffalo.
Nope.
You want no part of I mean, with a healthy Tua, you kind of scared of Miami.
Yep.
You don't want no part of the Jets. If everything goes right in Denver, I mean, Denver could even be a tough team. I mean, who are the teams in the AFC that you say that they have? They may not have their number one quarterback right now.
They may not have it.
Yeah.
Like in reality, in all reality.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Say a team like the Raiders.
Yep. They don't have their quarterback. The Titans, sorry, Freight, they don't have their quarterback.
Well, we know the Jags, they got their quarterback.
Jags
right?
got the quarterback. Absolutely.
And then we got to find out if the Colts have theirs.
I don't think the Colts. I don't think they have it either. I really don't.
The Texans, I don't know.
Texans got listen to me, man. Texans have their quarterback.
They got their quarterback?
They have their quarterback.
So you saying day one, David Mills is not starting? Is that his name?
Absolutely not. Nope.
You're not starting him first game. You're throwing your boy out there.
100%.
And you're not afraid of
easy. I'm not. It's not even a question. It really doesn't deserve an answer. To be honest with you, it really doesn't deserve an answer. C.J. Stroud is QB1 until we decide otherwise. He's QB1.
In Cleveland, how long do you? I mean, I guess you're giving Deshaun the whole season. So,
Deshaun ain't going anywhere. Deshaun ain't going there for 5 years. Deshaun ain't going anywhere.
I mean,
fully
even if
guaranteed 6-year contract. He ain't going anywhere, Jack.
But I mean, how good does he have to play?
He's got to win the North. He's got to win the AFC North.
This season?
He's got to compete for it. He's got to finish. They got him and Cincinnati got to compete. Pittsburgh, I don't think Pickett is. I don't think they got their quarterback. But they can't finish. If they finish third, I mean, then you got Lamar right there, man. That's hard. That's a rough go.
I mean, is it dare to say that maybe Deshaun is not as good as he was before he left?
He didn't play like it last year, but damn it, let me say this: if he plays the way he did against Kansas City in that 2018 or 2019 playoff game when they had Kansas City on the ropes, if he can play like that, and Amari can play like D Hop, then they can cook.
But I mean, maybe Cleveland is going to have to, maybe because Houston was doing something at that time that allowed him to do what he did on the field.
Here we go. This is not.
And maybe
this
Cleveland
is not the direction that we're going to take this. But whatever type of treatment Deshaun needs, I'm sure that he'll have it. Whatever the treatment he needs.
All right. Hey man, sit me down, bro.
I guess that's why they call him what they call him, huh, James? Must be.
Yeah.
Right now, how scary is the AFC East? I mean, is your fourth team has got to be the Patriots, right?
It's a 3A and a 3B between them and Miami. Because I don't know how healthy Tua is. And it's not physical. I'm talking about his mental stability, his mental strength. I don't know what he is in his mind. And that's what it takes. If you're mentally weak, if you're like the MILF Hunter and you start seeing ghosts out there, I'm sorry, Jack, you ain't gonna perform. Ain't gonna happen. So getting back to it, to me, 3A, 3B, unless Bill O'Brien has some magic solution, magic that he can give to whatever he was doing with Deshaun, if he can do that with Mac 10, with Mac Jones, then it could be different, but nobody is going to be, I don't think anybody's competing with, right? And then you have to think, I just thought about this, just popped in my brain. How's the relationship between Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen? How's that relationship really behind closed doors?
Yeah.
Because right now we're just hearing a whole bunch of nonsense, and I don't know what the truth is. So if they're not on one accord, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, winning is either is going to change or help that situation.
Usually
they start
helps.
losing games, and maybe Diggs is not getting the ball.
Yep.
You know, maybe he'll want to hang out with his brother.
I would love it. As long as we get a new quarterback too.
Does anybody compete with the Chiefs in the West?
Maybe Denver. Maybe. Depends on Russ. Depends on him, man.
You don't think Jimmy G is gonna have it going?
I think Herbert's gonna come off good, but I think he's gonna start. Kellen Moore is gonna. I think Kellen Moore is just gonna. We're either gonna see the best Justin Herbert, or we're gonna see the absolute downfall of Justin Herbert. It will be the biggest bust, because I think that's why he got that contract, because he's saying, look at what I can do with the offense that Dak had. Look at the numbers I could put up compared to Dak. And I'm like, bro, a lot of those offensive calls are going to be real questionable, because at the end of the day, just look at the last 2 playoff losses for the Dallas Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott was looking rough, okay? And that was that play call came from one human. That was Kellen Moore.
It didn't make any sense.
Absolutely not.
So you're saying Jimmy G, he's not going to be able to cut it with the Raiders.
Bro, Jimmy G's going to be busy dating.
Oh, man, come on, bro.
He's going to be busy dating. Bro.
You giving Jimmy G a top receiver?
Well, he don't have a running back right now.
Doesn't?
Jacobs didn't sign his free agent tag.
Oh, I did not know that.
You better do some research. You good, James? All
It's funny you asked me about Alex Hernandez. They just hitting me hard today.
All right, guys, let's get into a quick break. 9:19. Give us a few minutes. We'll come back, get off the rails, and then wrap this bad boy up. get straight to it. Time to get off the rails. Pretty much where we're talking about nearly anything. West Washington, did you watch that no-hitter? Is that what you're wrapping up today?
No hitter.
Yeah, somebody from the Astros hit a no-hitter. Or threw a no-hitter. No, not sure if you knew.
No, I'm watching the Rangers. They won 2-0 against the White Sox, but I missed that part.
Word.
That's not good news for me.
Oh, it's all good. James, what's up, man? Anything new going on? Did you watch some big UFC this past weekend?
I did.
I heard you got to watch a lot of big pay-per-views.
I watched the boxing, which it's crazy because, as you know, I'm not too much of a big fan of boxing.
Right.
But yeah, there was a big fight with Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford going down, and I was like, that's cool. I'll go buy. I'll purchase the pay-per-view UFC so we can all watch this. I'll watch that. And so while the boxing main event was going on, I found myself keeping track of the UFC and stuff, and it was good. It was a good night. Barbecue, beers, you know.
I sent you a message. You never got back with me about if it was worth that Poirier Gaethje. You did?
Yeah.
Maybe I just missed it.
I was like, hell yeah.
All right, so maybe I just missed the line.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was. But I didn't purchase any of them this weekend. I was like, Bud is going to handle his business against Spence, and I was like, I don't really know what's going to happen between Gaethje and Poirier, so I was like, well, I missed out on a big one. But I watched a few reactions. I watched Schaub's reaction to it, and I just kind of came out of nowhere with that head kick. And then I got to see the highlights, and it was just pretty wicked kick that landed.
Yeah, it was a good card. Good card that delivered.
That did okay. So good. Those usually are.
Your boy Derek Lewis won.
I heard about that. I heard. How did he win? I didn't get to see it.
Well, he came out with a flying knee, hit the dude directly in the middle of his face.
So he just pulled a Masvidal.
Dropped him, and then he pounded him out. But it wasn't as easy as Masvidal. I was like, he didn't KO him with the kick. Kind of just stunned him. Got on top of him. Started, the ground and pound.
Right.
And the dude was covering up, and I was like, dude. Black Beast, you better finish him because if not, you're done here, dude.
He's gonna
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And he was able to get some big shots in there to where the ref was able to stop the fight. One thing that I noticed on the Poirier and Gaethje fight, where Gaethje hit him with a head kick.
Yeah.
In the second round, ended the fight, knocked him out cold. Herb Dean quick slid in. Dropped the people's elbow on him, dude. Just slid in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not intentional, of course, but it looked pretty
That's
funny.
the way it looked.
Yeah, but he was in there real quick to prevent any further damage. It was a good night of fights.
So getting back to Derek Lewis, getting back to Derek Lewis, I was seeing him on Instagram, and he went into some shoe store, luxury shoe store, and he tried on these like black studded loafers. And like they got him on, right? So he had, they have those like paper socks, and he got him on, and they went to go like to try to take the shoe off. It wouldn't come off. I guess it had like formed to his foot when he was walking around, and he's just sitting there. They're like, you see one guy trying to pull the shoe off, and he's trying to hold his leg, and I was just like, I'm glad I'm not in that situation because like, what do you do? Do you have to buy them? They cut the shoe off. Are they going to damage the product? How are they going to get it off?
Yeah.
You better go get a steamer real quick and loosen that material because that bad boy needs to come off.
Shoe that tight.
What's that?
Who gets the shoe that tight? I mean,
high dollar folks want tight shoes, I guess.
That doesn't even sound comfortable if it's that tight.
Yeah, it didn't look comfortable to be honest with you. So who knows how? He probably just wanted to wear it just to say I put it on. He's like, now everybody else. Derek Lewis, he's about you're about 3 inches taller than he is. Dude out of Houston, originally from New Orleans, MMA fighter. That's all right.
Yeah, that's where you lost me.
That's all right. You didn't even know Spence and Crawford were fighting, so it's all right.
Oh, I did know about that fight. I'm not gonna pay for it. Nobody else was really watching it, so unless somebody gave me hey, let's go watch it here, come over to my place and watch it, I'm not paying for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I understand.
I
didn't pay for it either. I was just like, I didn't know what to expect with Gaethje Poirier. I was like, this could go 5 rounds and do nothing. And then I thought Bud Crawford was just going to tear up Spence, which that happened. So I was just like, nah, I'm cool. I'll just watch the highlight. It worked out.
I saw games and stuff.
Anything else besides sports you watched this weekend, Wes?
Not really, man.
No?
I mean, there's not a lot of sports to watch, but I just watch some old stuff that I always watch over and over, just being ridiculous. But I did see starting Thursday, they're bringing back the Ocho.
Really?
Yeah.
For
So
on where is it going to be housed? Like, is it going to be on television? Is it going to be on the app? What's it going to do?
I mean, I guess it's going to be on the ESPN, one of the ESPN channels. I mean, it's ESPN 8. I don't know how they do that. But they usually have some crazy stuff on there, man. Some crazy, just weird, off-the-wall competitions. But you didn't even know that people are competing and playing the sport.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, I watched rugby. I watched the rugby championships. And then last week, I watched like some lacrosse playoffs. That's what was going on. That and like Formula One racing. There's not much. And then golf's always on. But starting Thursday, we got the Hall of Fame game. And then after that, football season's pretty much here. Outside of high school starts in a couple of weeks. College starts in, I think, 3 weeks, and the NFL starts in about a month. A little over a month.
Yeah. I feel sorry for my high school kids.
Why?
This excessive heat, man. Oof.
They're kids, though. You don't remember?
Yeah. Man, it's hot. Like, it's ridiculous.
All right. I mean, it is hot, but it's not, like, unbearable.
It is unbearable. I mean, I can't bear it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I can't.
Let's look through week 1 real quick of the preseason. Just let's see if anything tickles our fancy, right? Packers at Bengals. Meh. Nothing. Falcons at Dolphins. I want to see this. I want to see Bijan. I want to see Devon Achane, and see how that I want to see those two guys play. Steelers, Buccaneers, thumbs down. Giants, Lions, not interested. Commanders, Browns. We interested or no?
No.
Not really?
No.
Broncos, Cardinals. We can see Clayton Tune in this game for sure. Bills, Colts. In Buffalo. Not really. Titans, Bears. I want to see the rookie quarterbacks. I want to see Malik. I want to see how they get down. Jets, Panthers the week after that. Jaguars, Cowboys. Nah, it's kind of a dud. Eagles, Ravens. I'm interested in that game. I want to see how things come back. I want to see Lamar. I want to see if he plays. I doubt he will. Chargers, Rams. You don't think so?
No. Why would you put either one of those quarterbacks
Just to
in
get
there?
just first live reps. Just get some reps in.
Nah.
Chiefs, Saints, and then Niners, Raiders. Niners, Raiders, Sunday game, 3:00. Week 1 of the regular season, Thursday night game. You know who's starting off the season? Anybody know?
No.
I do not know.
Lions at Arrowhead. Thursday night. The Lions at Arrowhead. That's good. I think that game right there will tell us how the season's going to go. If the Lions come out, which I don't think they will, but if the Lions come out and they handle some business, like I'm not saying they win, but I say they make it competitive.
That kind of puts a dent in because I was looking at my memories and I saw when I had threw it down last year, barbecue. You know, we do a thing.
Right.
NFL season kickoff is a big deal in my house.
Well, who played last year on Thursday?
Last year it was wasn't it the Cowboys?
No, it was the Rams in Buffalo.
That's right.
It was the Rams in Buffalo
Okay.
Thursday.
Yeah, and then so this year it just pains me to know that I'm going to be barbecuing to watch the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Hopefully get their ass kicked by
It's going to be. Yeah, I think Patrick's going to handle his business. I think Kelsey's out. Kelsey's fighting with his own teammates, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But other than that, I'm ready for James. You look like you're ready for football season.
I am. I'm just busy, man. I got a lot of stuff going on in August. We got one of my sons is in a summer basketball league, so we got some games coming up and tournament.
School starting.
We're getting them ready for school. We got football, starting to cycle back into our lives, and I've been running a whole lot.
Yeah.
And it's just busy. It's constantly busy, man, which is a good thing,
Yeah, I'm kind of busy right now, and I don't like it.
No.
Yeah, it's like I was like, whoa, there's just too much going on right now.
Sometimes I get overwhelmed, but I'm like, I'd rather be busy than just be like sitting around with nothing to do.
Yeah.
Idle hands are the devil's playground.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yep.
Wes, what about you, man?
Yeah, of course I'm excited for football to be back. Am I excited about my teams? Maybe not so much, but I still love watching it regardless of how I think my teams are going to be. I'm definitely ready for some cooler weather. That's going to be nice.
You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to some return guests of Damon, and Damon hadn't made a Pimp Claus could be coming back. And I just don't know if I don't know if they're gonna let him out on good behavior. Damon, I don't know if they're gonna let him out on good behavior, man.
That dude, I'm sure he'll be all right. He always gets away with it. I see him every now and then. Pimp Claus, I think it's been a down year for his game, I guess you could say.
Oh, really?
His hustle. So, he's been keeping it, been low key, but I'm sure they'll all be bugging me soon enough. I'm excited about fantasy football. I know James. It was a rough loss for him, but I think he's improved. We also got to do our picks. I think it's going to be a tougher year for the picks.
Why do you think it's going to be tougher?
Well, I think it's a tougher year for the picks.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be close. I think James got into a good rhythm last year, and maybe I'll stop picking teams with my heart, and maybe I'll be for real and pick who I actually think is going to win. But
I'll believe it when I see it.
I know. But as bad as I pick with my heart, I still win with the other games. So I'm pretty good at that.
I think last year, some of the fans were talking about how they want to compete along with us. So we may have to send maybe we'll get some like email subscriptions and get everybody send an email blast for the week and then let them kind of track where everybody is at. Maybe we'll kind of just see how that fares out and let them pick their picks. But it is 8:38. Let's go ahead and put a bow on it. James, you got anything to tell the people before we get out?
Anything to tell people?
Yeah.
Stay hydrated, man. It's hot out there. Drink a lot of water.
Good point.
Drink a lot of water. And let's go, Brandon.
Oh.
You don't even know what that means. What's up, Wes? What you want to tell the people?
Oh man, just same thing, man. Stay hydrated. Check on your people. Make sure they're okay. Tell them you love them.
Absolutely. We appreciate y'all tuning in. I guess Goggins is in the mix too, huh? All right. So, shout out to everybody tuning in. Thank you for watching Freight, Mrs. Freight. Shout out to Brandon. I just want to use his first name so he can be a little upset about it. But I won't say the rest of it. And then, of course, there's old Mr. JW over there. Mr. J Dub, the man in the DF Dub. If y'all figure it out, I'll let you know. Appreciate y'all tuning in. As always, love yourself, love your neighbor. We'll see you next week. Tune in Dark Side tomorrow. Holla at your boys. Adios.